Hey, this is Daniel Norton. I'm here in my studio in New York City with Erica.
Hey guys.
And today I'm going to talk about kind of why you might use a single light versus using multiple light sources. So we've got Erica here, and we're going to basically do kind of some portraits. And we're going to I'm going to start with a single light. And generally, if you're going to use a single light, a lot of times you're going to want to use some, a soft light. That's usually single light portraiture is generally soft. So I've got my Chimera frame, 4-foot frame. 4 feet is bigger than Erica, or at least bigger than the part of her that we're going to. Not bigger than all of Erica, but bigger than the part of her that's in the shot. Right. So it's going to be soft. I'm blasting through this thing with my Profoto B1x, and I'm just going to create a nice wash of light over her. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I do have the A1 on top of my camera, but I'm just using it as a remote. I'm in TTL here, focusing. Here we go. And there we go, right? Nice and soft. Sharp image, she's lit evenly. The wall is pretty white because, inverse square. All that. So let's do a couple like this, boom. So this is great if you're gonna have the person moving around because she has a little more freedom, right? It's also good if you're shooting somebody, let's say that you wanna maybe cover blemishes or you don't really wanna show detail, right? Because big soft light is gonna reduce the amount of detail in your shot. Also clearly, if I'm shooting multiple people sometimes, like let's say I'm doing some groups or whatever, this is gonna be great for that. Nice and easy, nice and fast, just like that. But since I am just working with Erica, let's do something more dramatic by using multiple lights. Okay, so we took down the big 4-foot diffuser from Chimera with just the one light coming through. That created a really beautiful light, very versatile light, but it was kind of flat, maybe not the most interesting light. Here we want to do something with a little more character. So I've got more or less the same amount of power, but I'm spreading it out amongst a bunch of lights. I've got the Profoto B2 here fitted with the 1x1.3 softbox. This is giving us our key on Erica's face. And it's going to have quick fall off to the dress. So it's going to basically be bright and then fall off. And then the background is going to get a smidge of light, but not too much. It's going to kind of almost be black, right? It's going to get a little bit of light back there. Now, I've fitted this with the CTO gel. So it's going to be on the warm side. And what I'm doing is I'm correcting at the camera for that. So we should get neutral light on her face. And then any other light in the scene will be much bluer. And you'll see how we're going to use that in a second. Because we have basically 3 other lights here. I've got 2 Profoto A1s coming in from the back to give us kind of the wraparound kind of halo light, but that looks pretty good. But to get that really full superhero feel, I have 1 more on the ground here, which is shooting up at her. So we're gonna have this full kind of light wrapping around, just blasting forward. And this is all gonna have a blue tone to it. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so first I'll just shoot with the key here. I've got a A1 on top of my camera, but I'm only using it as a trigger. Okay, this is just the key light. So we can see it's a little dark, but I'm kind of going for that moody vibe. By the way, guys, I am shooting at f/18 because I'm trying to keep all the daylight out of here. And I also want this like moodier feel, so it's nice and crispy and sharp, right? That looks cool in and of itself, but what we're really gonna fire this thing up with is we're gonna start turning stuff on. Let's do the one on the ground first. Good. Yeah, you can see now we're getting some light on the background, and then we're also getting that glow. But that by itself just looks like there's a fire or something below, a blue fire at that, below her. So we're gonna basically give her the full superhero treatment by turning on the other 2 lights that are back there to give us full glow. You have to make that sound when you do it. Now the background's getting some light. I'm even getting a little bit of flare over here with the light coming in. We've got light all around, some of it's hitting her cheek, really creating a fun mood. So let's shoot a few like this. Beautiful, nice, good, good, beautiful. 1 more, beautiful, right there. And what's great about this is we're basically getting, again, this really kind of cool vibe. Cool, so I should use that, right? We're getting a cool vibe, and we're doing it really simply. Like I could throw blue gels on all my lights, right? But instead, by making this light warm and then balancing to it, because that's the light that's really hitting her where I want it to be neutral, all the rest just naturally go blue. So that's kind of a fun way to work with that depending on the color you're using. Complementary color here versus there. You could do blue here and then those will go warm. You could do it the opposite as well as you want, right? Easy as that, right? Blue and orange opposites. Anyways, 1 light versus multiple. Which one's right? Neither one's right? Each one has their own vibe, their own look. It really depends on what you're going for. But do keep in mind that if you're trying to shoot something like the first shot and you only have this one softbox, it's not gonna look the same, right? You gotta kind of think about that. If you're gonna use 1 light, use a big light so it kind of wraps around and fills things and makes it even. when using multiple lights, you want to hit little areas with light to kind of have more mood and feel to it. That's kind of the point. So I will put Erica's information in the description for you guys to follow her. Be sure to follow me, Daniel Norton Photographer, subscribe to Adorama TV and ring the bell. And I'll see you next time on set.